Kasper.
Hi, Kasper.
How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank you for asking.
Of course.
I feel like you care for me.
I do care. We're on this road trip. You put up the
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
yeah. And talking about a road trip, it refers to travel, and it reminds me of this Australian guy
Yeah.
who travels to Texas, and then he meets a local person, and it's really really warm, like Texas, like
It's warm.
barbecue warm, right?
Yeah.
And he asked the Australian guy,
It's warm in Australia as well.
yeah, but not
Not
as
Texas
warm as this day in Texas.
Okay.
And the Texan asked him, like, did you come here to die? And this is Arnold's Arnold traveling to Texas. Did you come here to die?
Yeah.
And then the Australian says, no, I came here yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay.
That's the topic of today.
That's topic today.
Not travel,
No.
culture.
Okay. Different cultures.
Different cultures, and I want to talk about what is the culture for succeeding with data-driven marketing.
Okay.
Because we've been talking a lot about all these things, and one of the things that keeps coming back, no matter who we talk to, no matter which interview we have done on this That's Talk Data series, everyone mentions people as the key driver into this.
Yeah. Not technology, but people.
Yeah, we always talk about technology, and technology is the enabler of many things, but it's the people, it's the teams around it that makes this. Which made me think, like, there's a lot about leadership, there's a lot about teams, there's a lot about collecting the right teams, but there's also something about speaking the same language, in terms of, not in terms of the data per se, but in terms of having the same expressions around how do we talk about data, how do we use data, and instead of going down the rabbit hole of the shared language and all these things that we also touch about, I'm more interested in the culture. So what is the culture in a data-driven organization? Is this something that you have put thoughts into before or have come across?
That's a great question. I guess not specifically.
Oh.
I definitely see that there's companies who are more successful than others because they've created a culture of being data driven, if you want to throw out a overused term. But I've not put specific thoughts into what it is that makes the culture.
No.
Or what's the driver is behind the culture.
Yeah.
Right. We previously talked to Frederick from TV2, who mentioned that it's, him as a leader who sets the direction and gives the freedom with the right people on the team.
Yeah.
I guess that's part of the culture, or building the culture, right?
It's so much part of the culture. And I think just as a team and like how we talk about data, how we talk about being data-driven and all these things, it resides very much there. Are we able to ask the right questions? Does the data we have available answer those questions that we would ask to find out some of these things? When we ask the question, are we using the same literacy? That's a difficult word.
That's a tricky
literacy around how we say it. Do we have the same dictionary for what it means?
Yeah.
When I say ROI, does it mean the same as when you say ROI? When I say conversions or clicks, impressions, what does it mean?
Yeah.
And what I see is that the organizations who really succeed doing this has a culture around it where they are not only informed by data, but motivated by data.
Yeah.
So they use data in an active way too. It's not going back to what performed best, which is so important, but it's also like the way the data informs me, empowers me to do more, to push harder, to push differently, to do all these things, which I think is not only a manager or a leader saying,
no,
this is the way we should think. This is a capability of a truly data-driven team, that often becomes a technical talk, which is not in this case.
No, and I think that's T-shirt worthy. Motivated by data, that statement is T-shirt worthy, right?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Can anyone help us?
But I think you have a good point that part of it is also that that the team sees the results from the work that they put in.
Exactly.
Right. We're working with a client where they've, and again, the tech is not relevant, but implemented, AGO and the CDP, and started, instead of running campaigns from a product perspective, they started running campaigns towards specific segments.
Yeah.
Right. Should they be upgraded or downgraded? And one of the quotes from people in the team was that it was way more motivated to go to work because now they were actually doing campaigns that were relevant for people instead of it just being
execution
a campaign because new iPhone is coming out, and then everybody's just blasting the campaign out to buy the new iPhone, right?
Yeah.
I guess that also falls under your culture perspective, right? That
totally.
In this case, it was the tech that enabled them to do something different.
Yeah.
But I completely agree that it's it's generally the team that's responsible for it, right?
Exactly, and we talked about it in a previous episode, like the tech versus team. With your tech is maybe someone, I don't remember who it was, but saying that
the 90-10 rule.
Exactly, the 90-10 rule. That is 10% tech and 90% team.
Yeah.
But it's not something that we see as a core parameter for success.
No.
Many doesn't see it.
Yeah.
Because the talk that we're having right now, we see it, and we see it every day, that this is what makes the difference.
Yeah.
And we get so absorbed in, do we buy the right tools? Do we create the right connections in the tools? Which is crucial, but it will never succeed without having the data-driven culture. And the data-driven culture comes more from culture than from data-driven.
Yeah.
From the culture into the data-driven than the data-driven into the culture, I think.
So what do you see as the foundation that needs to be in place to build a culture?
Yeah.
Right? Because for me, I think
that's a good question.
The tech needs to be in. It doesn't matter which tech vendor you're using.
No.
But the tech needs to be in place.
Needs to be decided
and be configured so it's working.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's a driver, right? So that
you cannot do it without that. That's a foundational driver.
Yeah.
Data quality is a driver. We talked about those, but I see 3 key parameters into this that makes it work for those we see making it really work and being like the front runners of this. Often larger companies where you would think they would move slower, but they're actually quite good at this. First one is exactly as you say. We have the right tools, and by the right tools, it's not that we searched everything. Well, we decided on a tool pack that would make this work for us.
Yeah.
Because there are multiple that can solve the same things. Secondly, we understand exactly what we want to achieve. So we are ruthless in the way that we approach the goals that we set out for this. So we know which tools we're using. We know exactly what we're trying to achieve. And then the third one is that they have an absolute set framework for how they're going to execute this.
Okay.
So they have a team around them that is motivated. I want to say motivated, but that's hard because that is a progress in many cases.
Yeah.
But they actually have a team that are, again, ruthless around it. So in collaboration internally and externally, they're like, we need to be at this level. We need to do it this way. Otherwise, you disrupt what we're kind of doing. And this is a negative spin on it. It should be a positive spin. Because it comes from, we see the data flowing, and we see us performing best when the data flows to the right places in the right manner. Because then I can ask the questions. How did I perform? What are we trying to achieve? What should we improve? What should we do? All these things. And in Denmark, like we work with clients on a global scale, but I see a really, really interesting tendency in Denmark right now where it really, like, it's serious. And I get really impressed when I get out there with how direct they are in their approach to what needs to be in terms of data quality, data alignment, to reach the goals that they want to do.
Yeah.
And it opens up to one thing also that I haven't seen actually before in my career is...
Which is extremely short as well.
I got hired 2 weeks ago. But is that the heavy tools that we often don't want to talk about comes into play. When we talk about marketing data, suddenly tools like CRM comes into play. Suddenly data lakes come into play because they become beneficial in this mindset. Whereas they might been a disruptor and a headache project before that ends up doing nothing. So like kind of doing the right thing, being ruthless where you want to go and what you want to see to get there enables all these things. So suddenly I never expected someone calling me up saying, hey, we need to look at how we get all our X data implemented into these things. And they have absolute relevant data points, but it's completely different conversation. It's a completely different team approach to what they want to achieve.
Yeah.
And I think the solution for AI, for data lakes, for any hyper trend that's going to come moving ahead, if it falls under this prioritization, you will win the market. Because we see it. It's like the hockey stick for these companies with the insights.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
So what's the summary, the takeaway? If you don't have a culture in place, what's the first step?
Yeah, I think it's being able to talk about it.
Yeah,
but I think it comes from, and we talked about this in previous episodes as well, ownership.
Setting an outcome.
Yes,
focus on the outcome.
Exactly.
Right.
Who owns it?
Yeah.
Who sets the direction that we're going in? Who's the captain on this ship? And what are we trying to achieve? And how do we get a team around us? And how to buy into this so we move in the same way?
Yeah.
So talking about data, but deciding and sitting down, and this is, I've never tried this in real life like this, and I was just making it like just pointing it out, but sitting down and deciding what is the way we talk about data.
Yeah.
What are the important fixed points? What is it that we measure on? What is it that we want to see? Which tools are we doing this in? And then making it legal to talk about. And I think when we talk about culture as well, it's in America, it's probably way more legit or open to talk about direct goals, where when we are in Scandinavia, for instance, we bend a bit off on some of these things sometimes. But we need to dare to say, hey, this is what we want to have. This is what we want to see. This is how we do it.
Yeah.
And we address it when it's not like that. And this is a leadership thing, very much.
Yeah. So it needs to be on the, it's not the practitioner who's putting it on the agenda. They can be pushing for it, but it's the leadership team that needs to be.
I think the practitioner knows this. The data community is outstanding and is so informed and knows all these things, and just sitting there waiting for the leader to come and say, guys, what do you think about this? If we do it like this, I actually think it will be one of the easiest cultural projects that you'll see people buying into. I think the main challenge, and this is very late in the episode to go into this, but the main challenge around this is people who are not in that mindset. And that's like, but I think we often see that these people either goes other ways or they adapt because they see, okay, I can actually see my results. That's interesting. Back to your point with, like, I know why I'm doing this. I'm not doing it because I have to execute a campaign. I'm doing this because we're making a difference to these goals within our organization, to our customers in this way, and so forth.
Yeah.
So I think that's, for me, the first learning.
Cool. I think that's a really interesting talk. Mm-hmm. And I definitely think that focus on the data culture should be on way more people's agenda than it currently is, right? Yeah. But as you said, the practitioners, are good advocates for it, so they just need to push it for the...
Yeah, but I think the leaders also need to listen.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's time. The time is now. Listen to this because it will make a difference in your business.
And on that note, thank you, Kasper. And thanks for the people listening.
Yeah, thank you all. And thank you, Kasper, for going on another trip I will see you next week. I look forward to it.
Me too. Thanks.
Bye, guys.